Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. Can I call it that? In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Man, I played around with this volume and how to fix the volume and what's going on with the volume. And I couldn't, I hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully it's good. Let me actually check on my phone, make sure that we are, at least you can hear me. I don't know, choppy.
You can hear me?
Yes, you can hear me.
At least
Thank
you can hear me.
goodness. All right. So hopefully this is gonna work. Oh, you know what? I think this is gonna work. I just noticed something. All right. Anyway, I played around with this for a long time tonight. Anyway, this is my third time trying to go live. All right. So, you know, acts of kindness. Sometimes when you're kind, when you choose to be kind to somebody, you don't really know how far that kindness is going to go. You don't really know what kind of an impact that kindness is going to have on them. And not all the time you're gonna find out, the result of that kindness. That's why most of the time it's called a random act of kindness, right? You do an act of kindness, maybe random or not random, and most of the time you may not hear about it, right? You most of the time you may not know, hey, this was the outcome, right? The person usually doesn't come back and find you and hunt you down and thank you, right? So it doesn't happen that often. But when it does, or it doesn't, it's kind of nice to know. Wouldn't you say it would be nice to know? Hey, you know what? That act went really far. Like, did those guys really good, right? Well, there's a little story, right? Man, I wish. Anyway, no, there's a little story, and that story goes like this: a little boy gets hired to to paint a little boat, a small family boat, if you would. So the owner of the boat gets some paint and gets this kid to paint the boat, and he says, "Go to work." So as the kid is painting the boat, he notices a very small little hole on the bottom floor of the boat, right? Well, he looks around and the owner isn't there, nobody's there. So he just kind of goes to work. He fixes it, patches it, makes sure that it's good to go, and then he continues with the paint job, right? So he paints the boat, and at the end, the owner of the boat comes by and says, "What's going on?" And the kid, he says, "You know what? I'm not even going to say anything about the hole." So the guy gets paid. The kid gets paid for the paint job and goes home. Well, a couple of days after, turns out that the owner of the boat is looking for this kid, finds the kid's home, goes to his house, is knocking on the door, and the kid comes out, and the owner of the boat says, "Man, you know what? I don't think I paid you enough. Here's another check." The kid looks at this check and is like, "That's a whole lot of money." And he says to the guy, he says, "I already got paid for painting the boat. I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to pay me more. I already got paid, so I don't really need this check. So here you go." Well, the guy goes, "No, I only paid you for painting the boat. I never paid you for fixing that hole. I forgot to tell you there was a hole in the bottom floor of the boat, and apparently you fixed it. And the kid says, yeah, it was a small hole. I figured, you know what, I'm painting it, so I might as well. The owner of the boat says, yeah, it was a small hole. However, the next day, my kids were taking the boat out in the ocean for fishing. And I know if I had not fixed that hole, something bad was going to happen. So when I got home and my wife said, hey, the kids took the boat out to fish. I'm like, oh my goodness, no, the boat's got a hole in it. So I kept calling them, and nobody picked up. I kept praying and praying. And when they got back home that evening, I was so grateful and I was so thankful and I was so relieved. And I noticed, I immediately rushed to see, you know, what had happened to the hole. And I immediately rushed and I saw that somebody had fixed the hole. And there would have been nobody else that could have fixed that hole except for you. So you saved my children's lives by deciding to fix that hole. So I want to thank you, and I want to be grateful to you, to your act of kindness. Now, how awesome is that, right? Now, how awesome is it to get some kind of a feedback like that powerful from your act of kindness, right? That'd be amazing to get a feedback like that. And I feel like you never know when you never know when that feedback is going to come to you, right? You never know which act of kindness is going to give you a return of that kind, right? So unless you keep doing them and doing them and doing them, and who knows, maybe one of them is going to pop, maybe not, who knows, right? Who knows? So I hope that the next time, and I say this often, right? We have so many chances that we get during a week, during a day, during a month, that we can be kind, right? We can take advantage of that opportunity and practice kindness. Now, that's perfect. You know, we get plenty of chances to put that into practice and get used to being kind, right? And I love one more thing I got to point out about this is that when the kid didn't know why the guy is there and he offered them the check, he said, you know what, I already got paid. I got paid enough. I'm good. Right. And that tells you how solid this kid was on his MVPs, his morals, values, and principles, because he wasn't shaken by just a check. So I feel like that was an important message. My apologies for being so late. I literally was playing around with this audio for a good hour. I think we got it. Who knows? I think we got it. So hopefully this was helpful. You guys get some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I'm going to wrap up with this. I did do a skit for tonight. It is off the hooks hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, it's hilarious. And so I'm not gonna post it this late. It's just too late. Nobody's gonna see it. So tomorrow you'll be expecting a hilarious skit from me tomorrow. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop a takeaway down in the comments below. Let this feed grow. Let me know how the volume is on this. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. Let's go. And with that, I am Sean Zimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your online business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.